I feel like what we talked about, like the whole channel message thing, I was like, oh, okay, so what that means is that everyone who is a spiritual like teacher that's responsible for people, like our lives just have been hard for the last 3 months, is what you're saying.
Right? We are going through it.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
No, it's not crazy at all.
What
It's
the
just, it's
freak?
bullshit. That's what it is.
So much.
Oh my
IRS
God.
sending my stuff back, talking about they ain't accepting it. I said, you know what? Not today. I said, I will deal with this
Dude.
tomorrow. I got too much stuff going on today. I'm not doing it today.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you were saying the whole thing of like being tired, I was like, okay, so that's what that is. Cause I was like, I'm literally sleeping like I'm
Because I just heard we are giving birth to a new world.
Oh, come on.
I don't want it. I don't want it. Who knocked us up? I didn't want this.
I like the old world. If we could just stick with that one.
Look, I just get off the world? Can I just go back?
Can we just go back? Can I just go back to my flaming ball of a planet?
Can she go back to the light of the all-knowing?
Let me just dissipate into the others.
I knew everything there. I knew everything. Jeez.
I'm still trying to figure out why this was a good idea because it wasn't.
It's not.
Dude, like I would say like the last 3 months have been a shit show.
It has been.
I could just say that.
I think if we polled people,
yeah,
I think we would probably be like, holy crap.
Yeah, see, that's the thing I wanted to talk to you about is because 2 members on our network, they had a conversation, which is what I love, is the fact that they're like a true sisterhood and they really support each other. And there's a conversation that they had that was identical to what I was dealing with that week. And when one of them told me, I was like, holy shit. I was like, this is like the other side of what it is that I've been dealing with. And I was like, I need to tell Michelle because I was like, we need to have them on the podcast. So I literally feel like the next episode, like we have to have them on here because it was a really neat segue to what it is that we're talking about today, where it's like just having spiritual gifts in dating and just like how there's this disconnect of like how we see potential in people. Yeah. And we don't differentiate.
Yes. And then we get dragged in the process.
Dragged by our edges.
Yes.
We all have a cul-de-sac at this point. like, like we're all looking like Dr. Phil. I'm just I'm confident.
Make it stop.
And then it's like you're like ancestors' guides, and they're like, we ain't got nothing.
We got nothing.
We ain't got nothing. You got to talk to spirit.
Crazy. I'm like, why do you allow this?
Right.
I'm not allowing anything. It's
spirit. What's going on? Spirit's all like, the teacher is quiet during the test. And it's like, oh, so that's what we're doing? This
like my whole life is a freaking test?
Everything. Like, it never stops. Like, why do we think this was a good
idea? I don't think I signed up for this. I think it was an accident. The papers got confused.
I feel like I lost a bet. That's what I feel like. I feel like we were having a coffee break in the ethereal break room, and I was all like, everyone on the staff says they're like, I feel like you was real arrogant, like you was just like, Ascended Masters, man, y'all did this wrong. Let me show y'all how to do this.
I bet you if I was down there, I wouldn't be doing that.
Exactly.
I bet you if it was me,
I bet everybody would be delivered.
I bet.
And they said you got gassed up, and they're like, you went through the psychic line 2 times.
Yep.
And then
I bet that won't be me.
Then you dived head first. It was like, why did I think New Orleans was a good idea?
You won't send me to there. I bet you won't.
I thought I was gonna be like in the royal family. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I literally heard. At least it wasn't Salem. Nice. Right. Touche.
Because that would have been bad.
That would have so sucked.
I don't want to have double psychic gifts and have to do like the thumb screws and
right,
like them.
Nor do I want to be crushed by rocks on my chest.
Yeah, or them doing the little thing that they dipped into the water. Like it's a little chair. Oh yeah, no.
Jeez, it's
like
you just make this fast.
We don't be doing all this, women. Just give me the thumb screws. Give me the thumb screws. Starve me in jail.
Right? Can we not? I was joking. I I was joking.
No, it was a card trick.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine like right there on those like boogity and then run? They don't have guns. They can't
Right?
shoot you. Like just
Legit.
run.
Dude, seriously.
Like do like some freaking donkey kicking haul ass.
Right.
What are you
That's
gonna
why
do?
I don't like
I don't
about sailing
have
because
muskets back then.
right. No, did they?
I don't know.
they
Maybe
have
they might musket the hell out of you, but they're not like
Yeah, because they gotta reload it and like put
yes.
the
Man,
it's
look,
like you
y'all
just
would
gotta
have to
dodge
catch
one
me.
good time, and you got about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
So you can shoot
exactly.
again.
You would have had to catch me. You gonna shoot me in the back?
Dog,
I'll
I'm
be
saying.
damned.
I'm thinking about Tituba. Like every time I hear a story about Salem, I just feel bad for Tituba because I'm just like, dang, they sold you out, dog. Because you was the only black person.
How did I even get in this?
Like it's like, look, I didn't even ask to be here.
Did
First
not
of all,
ask.
like
But
I
what
did not.
they do?
I didn't fill out an application for this
Scapegoat.
job. It's like, let's just blame the chick from the islands,
Well, she don't look nothing like us.
right? I
Oh
feel
my
like Tituba just
gosh.
haunts them, dude.
And, and rightfully walks the streets of Salem, Massachusetts to this day. Boogity boogity.
Twerking. I like to believe that Tituba is twerking down the streets of Massachusetts.
So she has to be rewarded with something after all that.
I'm just like in the afterlife and be like, sis, I'm just so sorry. I don't even know.
Sorry. I know
she's gonna be like, I'm one of your prior incarnations. And I'm like,
wouldn't that wow.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's why you don't go to Massachusetts.
I'm saying. And I don't like chowder.
I loved chowder until I couldn't love it anymore.
It's because you're from the East Coast. We don't fool with all that chowder mess down here.
Yeah,
you
that's
don't be
why.
putting cream and things. That's just unnecessary.
God, when you say it that way.
Yeah, you don't just be putting just creamy things in soups. That's just
add some white cream to it. It makes everything good.
No. You don't put dairy.
It's missing
with
something.
Seafood.
I don't know. It's missing some white cream.
Cayenne. Tony Citrus.
Add some mayonnaise. No.
Right?
No.
It's like just put white cream on it because that's delicious.
That is witchcraft right there.
Sorcery right there.
Keep that to your freaking stuff. Okay, we are
just like
Miracle.
Gosh. Yeah, we're gonna do an official intro. Wouldn't this be interesting if we just let this be like the intro? And it's like, hey, by the way, welcome to the first episode of the Marlowe and MiMi podcast. We're just psychic in real life. This is what psychic people do. These are the conversations we have when no one is around.
Right? We can see you.
Wouldn't it just be funny? I feel like how this is gonna ultimately turn out is like all of my readings on my channel when I do them live. And it's suddenly I'm just like, okay, so there's a guy, your grandma died 2 years ago. You have on a blue shirt right now. You're laying in your bed.
Looking around the room.
Yeah, looking at me on your phone. I actually had a client. I had a client who booked a reading with me just to tell me that. He said, he was like, I was looking at Gemini's extended. And you were like, you said something, you were like, yeah, I know that you're in your bed right now with the covers over your head looking at me on your phone in the dark. And he said, I threw my phone across the room. Because I was like, can she see me?
How did she know? I'll tell you how I knew.
See you. I see alive and dead people.
I see you. I can see you right now. What are you doing?
Put that down. Don't you smoke that sativa.
You know you don't need that. Think about your calorie count.
And your grandmother's going to be at the foot of your bed tonight if you do.
Oh, be ready. I'm like, I'm not listening to them anymore.
Right. This is going to be dope. I wrote down with my pencil on the back. Should I say this on this podcast? I'm going to say it. The only piece of paper I had available to me was my group that I do on Wednesdays, their sign-in sheet.
Mm-hmm.
So on the back of my group sign-in sheet, I wrote the intro to this podcast.
Outstanding.
Because we're INFJs, so that's a shout out to everyone here. Because mind you, I'm going to just use all of this. God damn it. It's the first episode. We can do this.
Do it.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do an official intro, but this is how INFJs work. So if you're an INFJ, shout out to you, my fellow brethren and sisterin. So let me do the official intro. So you don't have your cue, but I'm going to give it to you. I'm literally going to leave all of this in this podcast. I swear to God. This is about authenticity, okay?
Authenticity.
I am a YouTuber in real life, and I've had about enough. Hey, guys.
Right?
Like, share,
Right?
subscribe. Share it with your friends.
Comment down below.
Comment down below. Do you like cheese? Comment down below.
Let me know. What kind?
I have a goal, guys. I'm trying to hit 200,000 subscribers by this date. So make sure you smash that like button. I've had about enough of that. So I love that this is what it is. And I feel in my spirit, and I feel like I'm right because I'm psychic, that people will enjoy it. So your cue is when I say I'm Marlowe, we're literally going to leave all of it. When I say, you're going to say, and I'm MiMi.
MiMi.
Right? So we're going to make it sound really nice. So
we're going to be famous.
Yes, I'm totally going to be famous. We're already famous, damn it. In the ethereal realm.
Heck yeah. We got whole fan clubs watching this damn tragedy.
Right. Come through ancestors.
Shakespeare ain't got nothing on us.
Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael, come have a seat. Because y'all y'all are omnipresent. So they can be like everywhere at the same time. So like
everywhere.
Yeah. They're sitting around you and me. So you're like a semicircle and I'm a semicircle. So we make like a whole circle. I can see it in my third eye.
As they shake their heads.
It's like it's happening. Don't discredit me.
We're doing this again.
Don't discredit me. Let me have my moment. If you could just let me have my moment for 2.5 seconds without intervening, that would be nice. I will take Metatron. She can take Michael. If I could have my moment. If I could just, okay. Thank you. I'm now going to do the intro to our podcast. Okay. Should I do a countdown? I should. I learned that when I was a news reporter. I'm supposed to do 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the first episode of Marlowe and MiMi. I'm Marlowe.
I'm MiMi.
And today we're talking about dating while psychic. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Didn't that sound like a professional? I did, right?
It certainly did. And I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited right now. So my first question is for MiMi, is if there's someone else who's not my co-host.
Like, are they freaking on drugs? This is what it means?
This is what happens? This is what psychic people, this is what we do. Okay? What we do. This is life with us. Okay, this is what it's like. So if you think that you have psychic gifts and you don't want your life to look like this, think twice. I'm saying that, but I'm lying because you can't do anything about it. You're just going to have them.
You're stuck.
And they're going to give you anxiety until you use them. So just a heads up. Yeah. So MiMi.
You're going to have a hell time editing this.
I'm not going to edit it. I am, but I'm not. But I am.
Oh, God.
This is going to be hilarious. This is going to be freaking hilarious.
I am so ready. I'm so ready.
I'm so ready. I'm so here for it. Like right now, today, like seriously, it's like the 19th and 9 plus 1 is like 10. And 10 reduces to 1. So this is like new beginnings, like seriously.
New beginnings.
It's April. So that's 4. That's like a foundational number. Hello. We're in a year 6. So that's like balance. So it's like foundation, new beginnings, and balance. Hello.
Everything, she said.
Everything. All that's true. That's all numerology. Moving right along. So sorry to interrupt you guys while you're listening to the show, but I wanted to tell you guys about our new partnership with BetterHelp. If you haven't heard of them, it's an online resource in which you can find your very own friendly local neighborhood therapist, no matter where you are in the world. You sign up, and within 24 hours, they match you with a therapist that's right for you. And you can talk to your counselor every week via phone or video chat. You can also text them between sessions. If you or someone you know has been considering therapy, get started today with BetterHelp. Now let's get back to the show. So MiMi, you're a psychic medium. What's your experience been like dating psychic?
It's been hell.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the reason why I am single.
We're not just like single. We're supposed to use the proper term. We're divorced.
Oh, yes. Let's
Divorced
get it
while
right.
single. Divorced yet
Yes.
single. We're
Divorcees.
we're
I
gonna
like
put
that. It
like
has like a flow.
the accent on that. Divorcee.
I like it. I like that. I like that much.
Sounds real sassy, doesn't it?
Divorcee. I'm a divorcee.
I'm a divorcee. Not just like I'm divorced.
It.
I'm a divorcee.
Divorcee. Say it. So yeah, medium. Oh yeah. Not a lot of people really are comfortable with the whole I see dead people. And it's something that you really can't just lead with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you, and that's always a challenge. Like, you meet somebody, things are vibing, and oh, by the way, your grandmom's here. Like, you don't really have a way to lead in with that.
Yeah. It kind of
And that's what makes it a challenge. Yeah. And you're like, it's a part of you. You can't get rid of it.
True.
I've tried.
Yeah.
Many times.
I wish there was a switch for it, but it's not.
Oh my gosh. Disconnect. Turn it off. But we can't. And it's really the challenge, I think, for me is to bring that up because you want to be 100% you in a relationship, but there are elements that could be off-putting, a little unnerving.
So probably not a first date conversation?
Absolutely not.
What about like
not? But when would you bring it? When do you bring it? I think for me, my experiences with people, if it's a serious relationship, like my marriage, he knew probably the other serious relationship I was in, he has an awareness of it, but it was never a comfortable conversation.
So with your ex-husband, like how did he find out?
Herpes might be easier.
Oh my God, I agree. I agree with that 110%. Just like, hey, by the way. And it's then you can there's no questions to ask. You know what I'm saying? It's it's like how I would not let you touch me down there. You know what I'm saying? But
I know right now.
No disrespect. This is not shame.
Oh my God.
This is not shame. Just saying. It's something that's understood. You know what I mean? But it's like with being psychic, first of all, everyone thinks we're bullshit. Okay. And people just want to test you. What am I holding behind?
Yep. And it doesn't work like that.
I'm like, you're sin in your shame. You know what I mean?
Writing that
like your mommy issues.
The next time I have to use that.
There you go. That's literally what it's like. That's what I see, but that's neither here nor there because I'm pretty sure that's not what you were asking. But that's what I see, sir. But that's not there. But dude, no, it's people don't understand, and like majority of people think it's bullshit. Because I think the easiest I think I've ever had dating people has been people who were atheists.
Oh wow, okay.
Because they just think I'm delusional.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, they just think I'm like delusional, and I'm a therapist, so it's just you can just read behavior really well. You're an INFJ. You're just predicting behavioral patterns. Anyone.
Now, how much do you think though? Because we both are INFJs, and that is a big element of that type. Where that plays into it as well. Does that just enhance what
I think it does.
Already do? Yeah.
I think it makes us like worse.
Yeah.
Like worse in the good kind of way. Because like INFJs we're like the second rarest type, and we're 3% of the overall population. So wait, is it 3 or is it 1%? Because I know like INTJs are 1/10% of the population. So I think we're like 1% actually, because I know like the statistics of it is, which is makes it really weird that you and I know each other, is you're only supposed to meet one INFJ in your lifetime.
Well, that's freaking amazing.
Yeah. So it's like the fact that we're like besties and we're both INFJs is just really fucking weird.
And just happen to be a bit psychic.
Right.
It's like, it just might be.
It's like, how does that go?
Right? What the hell?
This is definitely past life karma. Gotta be.
Yep, absolutely.
But it's like with us, like we're the only sign out of the 16 types that are considered like the natural psychic sign. But I think the way that atheist people see me is what Myers-Briggs says about us. It's like the thought is like we're not really psychic. It's like scientifically, we just are a very strange combination to where we're analytical and like emotional and intuitive and all of these things wrapped up. So we can seem as if we are, which I think is, I would love to seem psychic and just really not be it. That would be dope.
And just not be it. And that's the thing, right? This is a game. This is a joke. This is fake. You're the devil.
Right.
As if we want this.
No one wants to do this.
Yeah, like we don't benefit from it. And I was telling this to somebody else, explaining that, yeah, I'm here as a servant to help. I'm here as a messenger. But we don't benefit from this.
No, we do not.
If anything, it's a burden.
It is. Jesus Christ.
It's a burden. Like, people don't know how to take you. Maintaining friendships can be a challenge. Jesus. You got to figure out how to tell your next dude, oh, I see people that you can't see. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or I know stuff about you that I'm not supposed to know, but somehow I know
not supposed to know.
But I'm just going to pretend like I don't know it. But then I'm going to get real frustrated and I'm going to say it out loud. And then you're going to think that I'm crazy.
Yeah. Or how did you know? And I'm like, So we use safe terms like while in meditation.
Right. While in meditation.
On meditation. Or I'm feeling your energy.
I try to piggyback off of my therapist terms where it's like, I have a hunch.
There you go. The hunch.
I have a hunch.
I might be off. But tell me
if I'm wrong.
Just seems a little bit off. Are you okay today?
Yeah.
You called at the right time. How did you know? I was just, you crossed my mind.
I had a hunch.
So all those are the safe terms, right? Those are the safe terms. People can digest hunches so much easier than,
oh my God. Yeah. I think that's the greatest word that I learned in graduate school that has saved me from a lot of awkward situations. Is I have a hunch. And like a lot of my clients are like in helping professions and things of the sort. And a lot of them are starting to see the things that I've always discussed with them, where it's one of them was like, I was getting a massage and I started getting a whole visual. And I was like, welcome to my world. She's, I knew you were going to say that. And this is hard. She's like, tuning into your gifts. She's like, I empathize. Like, I get like how complex this is for you. Because it's something as simple as shaking a hand, or if you go on a first date and you're going on a coffee date and the guy walks in or the guy's already sitting down and you look in his eyes and suddenly like you have this whole storyline of stuff that you have no reason me in my previous life. Hi, my name's Marlowe. You killed me in a past life. Nice to meet you.
Damn you.
Like, what?
Like, you found me again.
Right. It's like, why did you swipe?
I tried to get away from you for freaking timelines of freaking centuries and you found me again. That would piss me off.
Dude, it's like we know stuff we're just not supposed to know. And it's like makes dating like really hard because I think, and I don't know if you agree with me on this, but I feel like in our friend groups, like whether that's like with our friends that have gifts or don't, we're like celebrated because like we're the friend that everybody goes to. You know what I mean? Like when they need something, they need guidance or they're confused or like they're dating someone and is this person right? Like, here go his picture.
Tell me what you pick up. Oh, like, that's the one.
But it's like when it
Girl,
comes to
you
dating,
in danger.
Right? It's block him. Block him. I don't care. Just block him
right now.
Go put salt in front of your door. Go get a white candle from Dollar Tree. Go get eucalyptus essential oil. St. John the Conqueror. Some dried sage leaves. Put that in the candle.
But one thing I'm starting to notice is the phrase saging or sage is now starting to be a little bit more received than before.
Oh, yeah.
Because now I've had people who I would never even think to talk about spiritual aspects or anything in the metaphysical world say they saged their house the other day. And I'm like, what?
I look at dead YouTube channels. I'm not going to say what dead YouTube channels are, but those of you who are intuitive out there, you know what I'm saying. But I look at certain dead YouTube channels, and I don't mean dead as in their subscribers, but on the content that they're discussing. But there's a lot of people who are on there.
We have to throw that caveat in there. I'm just saying.
Right. Just throwing it out there. You know what I'm saying? Just a little footnote. But I notice how people are speaking and I'm just so, this is interesting. As people are talking about like vibes and energy and you know what I'm saying? And I find that so fascinating.
I think it's an example or just an indicator that there is a higher level of consciousness coming in.
Absolutely.
Like there's so much where people can't explain it away using science, but then there's so much stuff that has been determined factual in the metaphysical aspects that science is just catching up to.
Yeah,
so it's a situation of, if you read some books from back in Egypt, where we talked about these things, all the tablets and whatnot, and now scientists, oh, by the way, guess what we found?
I knew that. Y'all late.
Where you been?
You late to the party,
right?
Dude, that's
so
real.
It's more, okay, maybe you guys aren't so weird. I think the issue, for me, the challenge is not so much people thinking the weirdo, which I'm cool with that. I'll be the weird kid. I've never been the cool kid.
Same.
It's the ones who come at you as you're the devil.
Oh God. That's
and
so
I'm
antiquated.
Like, am what? This is news
Dude,
to me.
I used to think that. I legit used to think that, because if I were to talk about, God forbid, if I were to talk about my ex-husband, that's the connection that him and I had, because when him and I met, I was like really heavily into church, because those of you who don't know, I still am a minister, but I was like a super minister, like super Christian, Bible thumper, like you're going to hell type of Christian. And my ex-husband was the same way, but the difference is like where him and I were at, it's like he was gifted in the prophetic and so was I. So in what I know now, like prophetic is pretty much psychic. That's pretty much what it is. But it's like in the church, that's just what you call it. And it's like the whole disconnect that we had. And if you even think about, because gosh, we're really about to go on a whole like churchalism right now. But it's like in the Christian church, you're not demonic if you're prophetic, but there's two different offices of the prophet. So you have the actual office of someone who's prophet, and they're just like mouthpiece to God. But then you have those rare oddities, and the Bible only has one example of it, which would be Daniel, and he was a visionary prophet. So I fell more into the visionary prophet category, because that's a person who has dreams, that can interpret dreams, that knows more specific information, as opposed to the office of prophet, which pretty much just gives. So my ex-husband falls more into that category of like office of prophet, and like I'm visionary prophet. But it's like all of that was well and fine in church, but it's like, God forbid you leave the church and you're sitting here.
That's what I never understood. Like growing up in the deep south of Georgia, my Georgia roots, but growing up down there was when it first was exhibiting, when I was in 6 or 7, it was really shunned and not supposed to talk about it, and people aren't going to accept you, so keep this a secret. My mom and my grandma were very aware and allowed me to talk about things, but they were very clear to be mindful of who you talk to. Right. And as that young age, I was ostracized. I was read verses out of the Bible telling me what I was doing was of the devil and this, that, and the other. And as a child, there's trauma associated with that.
Oh God, yeah.
And as I got older, I didn't understand how everybody would be lined up to the door when prophet this or prophetess this would come, doing the same thing I was doing.
Yes, dude.
But I was ostracized, right? And it's like that really, growing up, my Southern roots, Pentecostal holiness, but I grew up Catholic. So that in itself also was a challenge, because they didn't understand my denomination. They didn't understand how, well, you guys pray to the Virgin Mary and da-da-da-da-da. You're only supposed to pray to blah, blah, blah. So there was already that going on.
Yeah.
And then, oh my goodness, you speaking things that hasn't happened yet, this, that, and the other. We are scared of you. Stop doing this. But then the next Sunday, you're lined up because prophetess is over here putting hands on forehead saying, you're going to be blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't get this.
Dude, it's like cultural gaslighting.
Yes, exactly.
That's how I look at it. It's like, it's literally cultural gaslighting, because I look at the same thing with tarot, right? It's, you have lots of, what is that book? Something about Jesus. It was like a New York Times bestseller that came out like in the early 2000s. And it was like, I don't know, walking with Jesus or calling of Jesus or something. But it was like a daily devotional. And she did it where it's like 365 days in a year. And it's not by the year, but it's, you can open, I think, Jesus Calling or something like that. And it's, you can open up that book any day of the year. So it's April 19th. I could open that book to April 19th and there's going to be like a devotional. So she converted the devotional to like call. So people can pull like a card with the dates on it. And I'm like looking at, or even like when people are like, Lord, I need a word. And they'll flip through the Bible and just like land on a script. So that's like a game of chance. So you're thinking like if I flip through the Bible, it's like wherever my finger lands, it's, oh, that's a word from God. And I was always so confused with oracle cards and like tarot cards and stuff. It was just like, first of all, the major arcana is pretty much like the whole story of human existence. And there's a whole freaking card with Adam and Eve on it. Like, why is this so hard to understand? But that's neither here nor there. But I'm looking at the fact of what's the difference? What's the difference in like you like randomly pulling a devotional card, you pulling a tarot card, pulling an oracle card, or randomly flipping through a Bible? What's the difference? Like, and I feel like all of that goes back to, and this is just me putting my therapist hat on, it's like it goes back to human nature, because something like why we have always gone to medicine men and psychics and, you know, mediums and fortune tellers and soothsayers and the
even the
oracle at
people who don't
Delphi.
want to admit it, right? There's people
Yeah,
who don't even want to admit it. We know you're doing it.
exactly, dude. The most people, like when I talk to old lady psychics, like the most people who come to them are people who are in the church. And it's a curiosity that all of humanity, like it's a consistent thing for all of us, where we're curious about the future of what's next, what's going to happen. You know what I mean? And it's, I feel like that could be a beautiful thing, but it's a shame that's associated with it. Even if you look at New Orleans, dude, like if you look at the history of voodoo, it's like all the people who went to Marie Laveau went to her in the darkness because they didn't want to be seen.
They didn't want to be seen.
But you was going to her though. You know
but
what I'm saying?
Going.
You was going.
Exactly.
But it's, you just want to act, oh, your child got that contract and y'all got this money just because it's Tuesday. No. You know what I'm saying? So it, in a sense, it's like what you were saying, like how everything is like coming to the fore now. I think it's a beautiful thing for people like us, because it's, we don't have to hide in the shadows anymore. It's a little bit more acceptable. I say for me, like being a therapist, like the fact that I don't even have like my therapy website anymore. I just have the woke therapist website where it's, hey, I do boo-boo stuff and I also do therapy. Like the fact that I can do something like that, or even having people in academia reach out to me to
want to learn more.
Yeah, that's something to me that's really humbling. You know what I mean? Because it's like once upon a time, like when I was in graduate school, I was like the odd, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the kind of stuff I was on. It was just like, this girl ain't never gonna get no job. Like that's legit how everyone in my grad school cohort looked at me, because what I was doing was just like so way out there. But it's, I saw something because I'm psychic. I saw something before it was a thing. But I think that's like the contrast, dude. It's for us to be accepted, like even like with people in the church, not all of them, but some of them starting to come around. The fact that main society is starting to come around. And like our network, like we have a whole network of people. Well, those of you who don't know, it's called Our Sanctuary. It's a whole women's organization of women who have spiritual gifts or are stepping into their spiritual gifts. And it's, we're a whole sisterhood where we support each other. So it's, you have hundreds of women that are a part of our network that are all spiritually gifted, and it's, we're a collective. Yet when it comes to dating, you know how they say like boys mature slower than girls, like growing up and stuff. We're like grown ass women, and I feel like there's no difference there. Like I feel like when it comes to like wokeness, nah, like dudes are trailing behind. And that brings me to another question. Have you ever dated a woke dude?
I wouldn't say, I think I woke him up. So he has his own certain set of skills, right? I call, he's a dreamer. He has dreams ability, and yeah, that can be very annoying when you're not talking and they can hijack dreams. But
yeah, that's annoying.
There was those awkward conversations because he was brought up in the church. So when I would say something, he would be like, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Where the hell are you getting it from? Do you even know where it's coming from? So
familiar spirit.
Like, dude, I'm sorry. Keep that shit to yourself. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm just the messenger. Why are you mad at me?
What do you want from me?
But now he laughs at it. I don't have to hide it. And I think in the beginning, and this is years ago, this is actually, he's one of the main reasons why me and you connected, was it was trying to hide what I had and the anxiety that came with it, because it's a huge part of who you are, and trying to hide that it could cause different things to happen within your body. And for me, it was
Yeah.
anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So coming out of the spiritual closet, if it were, it was a challenge. And so when I would tell him, like, look, I have this dream, he was able to receive dreams better because he could do the dream thing.
Mm-hmm.
In dreams, everybody dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So to tell people you have prophetic dreams and things like that's not as weird as I see your grandma sitting over there. So it
Right.
was easy to talk about the dream aspect, but when it came down to getting channeled messages that I needed to get to him, oh no, that was
Mm-hmm.
not about that. But as time went on and it was just who I am. And it wasn't so much in your face like I'm getting something now. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Your great grandma wants me to tell you. It wasn't that, but I would just bring up in regular conversation, have you ever thought about doing yada? So for me, it was how it was packaged so
Mm-hmm.
it could be more digestible. But now it's in our conversations, I can be straight up and say, you know what? I'm getting a feeling that's not probably the right way to go. And he's cool with it now. He's cool with it now. So
That's
it
beautiful.
was an adjustment period. I think I was a facilitator or a catalyst in his awakening per se.
Mm-hmm.
There's still sometimes where he'll side eye me, but at
Mm-hmm.
least he doesn't shut it down. At least he
That's
doesn't shut it
beautiful.
down. And that's important. I'm working on trying to use some metaphysical aspects in my dissertation about meditation and looking at the
Wow.
brain and how it changes.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
hopefully I'll be able to support it on an oral defense. But
Yeah.
I feel that the more people who are moving up in the ranks when it comes to this, who are
Mm-hmm.
have respected titles, who will still talk about it, can also assist in getting more people to say, you know what, this isn't as scary
Yeah.
as people make it to be, because it's really not. It's kind of just like your other sites. Like you can see, you can hear, you can feel. I
Mm-hmm.
just can see things outside of the visual scale. And that's what it is.
Do
So
you
I
think?
do think communication, talking
Mm-hmm.
about it,
Yeah.
breaking that stigma
Mm-hmm.
is so important. So like podcasts like this and people who are willing to say, yeah, this is who I am and I'm okay for that. I'm not going to apologize for who I am. But that
Right.
takes time. That takes
It
time.
does. Now, my last question to you is I'm not going to bring up this person. I refuse. I will not say this person's name. But there is a person who is a YouTuber that a lot of people know. But this person, who shall remain nameless, has said things in reference to how men should not date women who are therapists, were undateable, right? That
Wow.
attorneys are undateable. Do you feel that when it comes to the whole manosphere that majority of dudes exist in now, do you feel as like psychic people fall into that category that an attorney and that a therapist and a psychologist would fall into? And not saying that we're literally undateable, because we're not undateable, but it's just the
Right.
fact that I think my inference of the basis of that is the fact that you too much, and that
Right.
would also infer to me that you're trying to hide something, you're trying to dodge something, you're trying to get away with something. And I feel an attorney, I don't think attorneys are that
They
dangerous
just
to
know how to
guy.
use words. Right.
Yeah, like unless it's like you're getting a divorce and she knows how to clean you out. I get that. But it's
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
psychologist or like a therapist, it's the fact of somebody knowing your psyche that scares you. Because,
Yep.
and I just feel my personal inference is you just don't know yourself. And it's terrifying for another person to know you better than you know yourself. But I
Yep.
feel like when it comes to someone who's a psychic or like a psychic medium, that puts us on a higher tier than even those people, because it's the fact that we don't even want to know you. Like, being psychic has
Right.
nothing to do with psychoanalytics. I don't need to know shit about your childhood. I don't need to know what your family dynamics are. I don't even need to know your traumas. Like, you could shake my hand and I could know stuff I really would rather not know because it's very uncomfortable and awkward. But do you think that a lot of guys, like, why they may like curb dealing with someone like us is because of us having too much information? And
That's a good question. And I hope it's
yeah,
not true because like we would be double strikes, right? Double strikes with our
right?
with our positions and with our ability.
Hello.
But I think
It's a
it
two for
takes,
one.
I will say this, I think it takes a special partner for us. I
Mhm.
don't think we could date anybody, just
I agree.
anybody, because there's gonna have to be a level of bravery that comes with it
Mhm.
because there's the fear aspect of, okay, this person A could know me. I know for me, the way my gifts are set up, I don't get information just out of the blue unless I'm supposed to pass it on, or it's something that's going to benefit that person in their healing. So it's not like an open book, like I can just look at you. I know you lying. I know who she is and I know her phone number. Like I can't do that. I think that's a block on my gift. But I think for people who have that, she's going to know there's nothing I can keep private. There's nothing I can keep to myself. She's going to know more about me than I'm willing to share with anybody. And that can be unnerving, especially if you're a private person. So just, okay, I know some of the pushback I get for being in the mental health field and the mental health arena is when I do talk to, sometimes I've talked to partners and they're like, stop counseling me, stop doing therapy on me. And I'm like, this is just how I talk. I'm sorry. Like, I asked.
Like that costs $120 for 55 minutes, sir.
I know, you're getting this for free. You should freaking be thankful. Right. But no, it's like they get upset. Stop doing therapy on me. So I can imagine being on the other end when your psychic chick is side-eyeing you, like what I did there, psychic chick.
Yeah, you like that?
But when they're side-eyeing you and you're like, does she know? What did I do? Or is something about to happen? Do I need to know? You know what I'm saying? But I've gotten to the point where my ex-husband, at around the end of our relationship, where he was asking me to pull cards on stuff. So it really depends on where their comfort level is and how safe they feel with you. So I definitely feel it has to be somebody who's strong in their own,
I agree,
who's secure in their own, but they trust you to only do what's beneficial for them and for the relationship as a whole, and not to be making it mutually beneficial. Now, I will say, when they do get mad or scared, the first thing is like, are you putting a spell on me? I literally would get texts like that.
Are you burning candles? You just got 3 candles from Bath and Body Works. What you got them candles for?
When they get mad, oh, now they get scared. It's cool when you good. Can you pull this energy for me? Can you pull a card? But when you get mad, oh, now they scared.
It's like, let me put my hairbrush in my bag. Like, what? Nobody worry about your hairbrush.
Do not eat the spaghetti.
I had already ate. Oh, okay.
You know, I don't even do stuff like that. I don't eat pasta like that, though.
Ain't nobody got time like that. Sir.
Like, seriously, guys? Really?
Dude, that's real. I'm so glad we had this conversation. I feel like there's so many conversations like this to come, just because of all the things that you do and then I do. Because those of you who don't know, Michelle has her podcast as well. It's called Through Relationships Through the Looking Glass. And we're going to, of course, have links to that below. And most of you guys who know who I am as the woke therapist, I have my channels on YouTube. The most popular one, I'll say, is Tarot Therapy by the Woke Therapist. And I feel that this is a huge step away from like a lot of the things that her and I have our hands in that we've accomplished, because this is like a very organic, authentic conversation about what it's like being on the other side. And these are things that no one's talking about, because you think about it. I mean, if you freaking clicked on this podcast, it's like looking at dating while psychic. Like, why else would you be here unless you understand?
Like, literally, why? Like,
you know what I mean? It's like, but we want to be able to like service you guys with this podcast. Like, of course, we have like a list of things that we want to discuss. But if there's ever anything that you guys want to suggest, like if it's a topic that you guys want us to touch on, you're more than welcome to go ahead and shoot us an email. All of that's going to be in the description box to be able to let us know what your ideas are, because we would love to service you guys in any way with our little banter and conversation, and even with us interviewing other people as well. But we're going to go ahead and call it, because we don't want to keep y'all for too long. So this has been episode 1 of Marlowe and Mimi. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, with the socials, Michelle, do you want to go ahead and share where people can find you on the social medias?
Yeah, so if you want to find me, you can check out Relationships Through the Looking Glass. That is at www.thelookingglass.fans, Fans. I also have another podcast, very inconsistent, so inconsistent, but I know I didn't sign up for this. And it's more conversation about life in this space, and more of the more out of the reluctant spiritualist, I like to call it, like what the actual hell is going on and how the hell did I get here? So there's a lot of just 20-minute little snippets of things that have gone on in my life and how these gifts have played a role in it, but also educational aspects on if you are dealing with some things, because this is a process to get used to this. There might be some people who woke up and was like, look, I see them, I can hear voices and I'm good. But I know for me, it was the awakening process was brutal. So it hints on different areas that way, and the importance of finding people who are like-minded and supportive to help you through it, because it can be very stressful. It can be very emotionally taxing. So definitely the fastest way is the website, www.thelookingglass.fans, but also my Instagram and Facebook, which is The Looking Glass Podcast.
I love it. And you guys know I like to keep it straight to the point because I ain't got time. So the woke therapist, if you Google me, if you put it at the woke therapist on any platform, you can find me. I'm the woketherapist.com, on YouTube, the woke therapist. And I also have my two other channels are She Do Tarot, where I do my ratchet ass love readings. And
but
then
they're so good.
yes, dude, like wait till you see the one that I'm posting today. It's just ratchet. Like I talked about post nut clarity in that reading, just throwing that out there. But
it's so important though.
Yeah, it's very important. You know what I mean? You got to know these things
before you make that phone call.
Yes, just know
just
that
make
you
sure
got
it's
to
not
know.
that.
Yeah, don't do that. And then of course my other channel, Marlowe, that's on YouTube as well. And if you go to Tarot Therapy by the Woke Therapist, you're gonna, have links. Like as soon as you go to my page, you're gonna see those other two. As a YouTuber, like, share, subscribe.
Comment down below.
Dude, like smash the like button. You know what I mean? Like smash it. So that's where you can find me. But I thank you guys for listening to us. And of course, we're going to be back every week with really dope woo-woo psychic girl stuff. So we hope to see you guys for the next episode. And thank you for listening. Adios, amigos. I think that's a cool outro. Should I say adios or should I say like deuces or bye? Like, girl, bye.
Literally, this has to be that. This conversation right here.
Like,
just
it
right
has
here.
to be because we have to get like a really cool like outro to where, because like on the channel I'm all like, I love your face. I can't do that here.
No, you can't. We have to be like we gotta like
peace and hair grease. You know what I mean? I like apples and bananas. We're just gonna say bye for now, and until we get a cool outro. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.